The impact of the current COVID-19 crisis is causing a spike in calls to domestic violence helplines. But of course, there are obvious impediments to the sort of aid that would normally be available to those affected when we're in lockdown. The current lockdown, involving social distancing and working from home, is going to come with its challenges. Many family units are experiencing the level of closeness and the contact that they would normally only experience at Christmas. The difference with this situation is that the closeness is enforced, it shows no sign of ending quickly, and it's overshadowed by fears over money and job security. So it's easy to see why there's been an increase in calls for help and support. But to be absolutely clear, while we can understand the pressures that may be cited as a cause, domestic abuse in any form is not excusable. Calls to domestic violence helplines demonstrably increase at Christmas, and the divorce rate increases in January. There is no doubt that this enforced closeness will have a similar effect. The police recorded a 25% increase in domestic abuse calls in the first 2 weeks of the lockdown alone. But what about the relationships that are not violent? What about the relationships that are frankly miserable but not abusive? What happens to those whose relationship flaws are being exposed so cruelly but who are not resorting to violence and who are not prepared to give up? Calm People have been helping people understand why they get angry for almost 10 years. We've been supporting individuals and groups in putting in place coping mechanisms to deal with issues that feed into our angry behaviour. Issues such as stress, work addiction, low self-esteem and unhealthy relationships with our feelings of vulnerability, they all contribute. These and many, many more aspects of our psychology can combine to cause often mild-mannered and calm on the surface individuals of both sexes to explode or more often to implode. And just because you don't show your anger, it doesn't mean that you're not angry. Whether you explode or you're a classic passive-aggressive or you think you hide it really well, those closest to you know what's going on and they respond accordingly. Normally, that's by making accommodations, avoiding your trigger points, and generally treading on eggshells around you. And of course, the irony is that when you know others are treading on eggshells around you, that can reignite your shame around your previous behaviour. And if you're unable to deal with that, the result can often be more anger. But there is another way. It's not easy, but then relationships aren't always easy. It involves understanding yourself better, working on your own emotional health, and as a result, laying to rest your demons, leading to a happier life for you and those who you live with or are close to. There are times, however, when the relationship cannot be mended. And if this is the case, then the best thing that can be done is to confront the issues and seek expert advice. Don't stay in a broken and miserable relationship for the sake of it. Experienced and reputable lawyers who are skilled in dealing with family cases sensitively and in a supportive manner, with a commitment to alternatives to court such as mediation and arbitration, can guide you through the process, ensuring that all parties are treated fairly, are heard, and crucially are properly provided for. This enforced closeness may expose the fault lines in many relationships. It may cause painful decisions to be made, but they do not have to be made alone. And there are people out there who can support you, keep you safe, both in terms of appropriate legal advice and emotional support. Get the help that you need.